Hello, here's my vlog for February 4th, 12:49 on Saturday. So now I'm trying to retool my life. I got, like, the last month I had another push on my site, and I did a lot, actually. Because I left it in kind of a not a good state, because the last time I was working on my timeline, I was pasting in all these Wikipedia things to the ancient history, and it distorted it. Because the text, and I didn't realize this because I did it all at once, and then I realized, I was like, oh shit. The text on Wikipedia doesn't wrap around like regular text. A lot of the time, it pushes the table out, so it distorts the page, and I had to go in there and like take the links out and like retype it actually a bunch of times, and it was a nightmare. So I mean, it's nice to have like links from Wikipedia on your website, on my timeline, because you just click it and it takes you to Wikipedia. But it's not worth it. It's better to just type stuff on there, and if you want to go to Wikipedia, just right click it, just highlight, right click, and then scroll down to look up, and it's just about as easy. So. But, yeah, so I did that, and then I went and fixed the links of my ancient history timeline. The links were messed up. I had switched it from, like, text to image, and then I didn't take the text away from all of them. And then after that, I got going on the 80 BC timeline, where I was fixing all these different things on them, because you can't really batch edit, because the pages are too big. So a lot of the time, and plus it could cause problems. I have to be careful with batch editing, because a lot of the time, even when I don't batch edit, a lot of the time links go bad. Like all of the links that go back, like if you want to go back to the previous time period, or go to ancient history or the 500 year across section, which are all clumped together, like all of those links broke for every single page in the AD section, and I have no idea why. They just broke. And so if I do like batch edit, I don't know, it could cause problems that I don't even realize until later. So it's kind of in the state that I'm at now with my timeline, because they're so big, I'm more comfortable just pasting it individually, certain things on there, and I just paste a bunch of things so I don't have to open the pages up a bunch of times. But yeah, I had to fix that. And then I noticed that my 500 year across section had fonts already on them, on all the pages. So then I remembered. I totally forgot. And so I was like, oh, cool, let's fill it up. So I tried to fill it up, and I got like half of the pages, and then that's when I got the idea for the QR codes, and I made the QR code cards, and then I attached the QR code to every single one of the pages. I created pages out on my whole site. It's like 1,000 pages. I created the QR code and then put them on the site. And then, and then I also built the horizontal icons for England for 1500 to 2000, so I could turn it into a test, which I was talking about yesterday, the history test, one of the visual history tests that I made. I'm going to go and, do a, like, practice test as soon as I can. But yeah, this page right here. Where you click on it, and then it takes you down there to where it goes, and then you click the back button and it takes you back up. Pretty cool, huh? So, and then, yeah, so I mean, I did a lot, right? And I looked at every one of my pages, and I got caught up, and I know what's going on with my site and where I'm at. And whenever I do that, I get super excited about it, but I also like go, whoa, this ain't no sprint. Like, I've got a lot of work. Like, and so anyways, I worked myself into the gutter. Yesterday, yeah, I was trying to help clean, but I couldn't do anything. I was just like out of it. I like needed a day to recover it. I couldn't go. I couldn't go to my mom's house yesterday to get a job because to look for jobs because her internet was out, but it's back. So I was there a little bit this morning. I don't know if I'll go back. So yeah, I'm like a wreck now. Yesterday I did a couple of videos describing. Yesterday I had a big epiphany because for the first time yesterday during the day I laid down to have a real look. Like you might think that I have time, like because I have this huge website, I have time to look at it. I have time to build it, but I don't have time to look at it. So like, you know, if there's like broken links or this, that, and the next wrong with my website, like I don't even know about it. Like I probably don't even know about it, and which is good. Because if I did, I'd probably freak out and try to fix it, and then I'd be working on it all the time. So that's just the nature of a really big website. How did I get on that subject? Yeah, so I, oh yeah, I had the epiphany yesterday. I laid down for the first time and I was looking at this, you know, and I was taking a test and I was looking at and I actually saw there's something I need to fix. There's something that's wrong. This here, the piece of Munster, I put it in the 1500s as 1548 and it's 1648, so I have to fix that and replace it with there were 7 battles with Scotland, wars between England and Scotland, but they were for 300 years. And so I'm not going to put a war, call it a 300-year war, because then I might as well make every 300-year-long conflict between countries a war. So I'll just call it like the 1540s, the 7 battles of the 1540s with the Scots. The Scottish wars of the 1540s. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was looking at this in my phone book bed the other day. I was taking account on how much mental and physical energy was taken. I was like, you know what? Whenever I talk, the birds just want to fly back and forth right above my head over and over again. They don't do it normally. Like if I was hanging out here smoking weed or something, they wouldn't be doing that. So I don't know what the deal is. They like hearing my voice or something. Anyway, and I was like, I could do this while I'm riding my bike or the running. And I was like, epiphany, because I needed a reason to ride or run because I was like working myself into the freaking grave. Like I wasn't exercising at all, and I can barely walk. I can't run upstairs anymore. I can't bound upstairs because my knee hurts. I tore my meniscus like a few months ago, maybe the beginning of the summer or something, just from sitting down. But I tore the shit out of it. Like I could feel my whole body vibrating. As I was sit down, I twisted my knee just a little bit. And ever since then, like the inside of my knee was really sore, especially when I was lifting weights like a month ago, but the soreness went away. So I think my meniscus finally healed, but it didn't heal enough so that I can walk upstairs without feeling pain. And I can't run upstairs. I can't bound up because the pain. So it's like, oh God, is this like when I was aging? So I'm like, I need to get in shape. I need to get I'm a strong believer in getting in, like you can get yourself back in shape, like with your tendons and stuff too. Like where people would say you need surgery, where you can just stretch and work yourself back in. Then you don't need surgery. Okay, go problems like that. So, yeah, it's a great opportunity. So I had that great epiphany. So I even did a video about it yesterday on my main channel. I did 2 videos on my main channel. I did that one, and then I did a video. I want to be the smartest person in the world because we need standardized intelligence tests. Otherwise, we're going to get really arbitrary with it, and we're going to turn into like hero worship of the rich guys and stuff. So, and we're going into oligarchy now, so we need to fight against it. Yeah, but somebody commented, who I don't know, commented and goes, have you thought about looking for work? And I'm like, looking for a job. And I'm like, okay, you're blocked. I answered him. I was like, why are you mentioning that? Because I mentioned it in the video. I actually mentioned it in the other video, so I just blocked him. I don't like dealing with negativity if it's the only thing that I get. If I had gotten like a positive comment before that, like cool idea, and then the negative comment, then I would have kept the negative comment. But I don't. I have a policy of no 100% negativity allowed. So if I'm gonna get no sign of life from the outside world, except for negativity, then the negativity guys they have to get blocked. Because I kind of deal with that in my real life. Like, I was over at my mom's house today trying to tell her these ideas, and she straight up disagreed with me. And her excuse all the time is people don't have the time to study history because they're always in survival mode. And I guess she means the unemployed people too, because they're too busy looking for work. It makes no sense. So that's why I have to deal with that in my real life. I get one person commenting on in real life on my site. That's my mom, and she doesn't like it. So yeah, I can't be doing that on YouTube either. That's why I said like, do you like it? No, okay, no sign of life. So I was telling my mom like, making the website and the test isn't good enough. You have to actually take the test and pass the test and everything. And that's when you're going to gain traction, and I can advertise myself and stuff. So, but I have a strict policy now. No studying any of this history stuff. No studying this test. Just laying around studying, unless I'm like I have like horrible insomnia and I'm dead bored or I'm waiting in line somewhere. Would be the only time I would do this. But every other time I'm either running or writing. And there you go. So then I could probably learn it in like a day or two, because I'm already most of the way through, because I built the thing and I'm already pretty good at history. So yeah, once I zoom through this and I do a YouTube video, boom, major win. And then the task would be to build the next one. It takes about 3 days to build it. To put these 150 images across the page, where it's all 150 of them. But it's more than that. It's actually all of England. So like that's England. Like all of those things on there for all 5 columns. They got an image to them, an image attached. Because I like to do it all at once, and so that's why it took that long. But yeah, but then I'm actually building the site, right? So the next one I'll do France or something. I think I'm going to do Italy from 0 to 500. So then everything gets an image on the horizontal part, and then you get the 300 across the vertical, and yeah, and then fix the link, and then I'm good to go for this training again, where I'm just writing and running and writing and running until I learn it. And then once I learn it, then I take 3 days off. I build the next one. Yeah, like that bird, when it came in, I need to remember to film him, because he came in and then he dipped down right in front of my head, and I saw his wings like open up. Like he flew in really fast, then he opened his wings to stop and let himself fall with his wings wide open right above my head, and then flew back up again. Like I could reach out and swat these things right out of the air if I wanted to. I'm not going to, because then they'd be afraid to fly by me, but these birds are trippy, man. Sometimes I think about getting more, but I don't have the money for it. That's kind of the only thing holding me back, because I'd love to see a whole flock of them just. But of course, then you don't want to get sick, because I see like feathers flying all over the place, and like I inhale feathers sometimes. Yeah, I don't want to get some kind of like avian sickness. But anyways, I inhale bugs sometimes. I've inhaled so many bugs this summer. These tiny little gnat things that like live off of the ferret poop or something. But anyway, yeah, so so last night I was like I worked myself too hard, and then last night I was so sick because I smoked a little bit of like resin yesterday. I got high off resin, and I scraped the shit out of my pipe. And maybe I was thinking maybe the resin got me sick or something. So I got an energy drink for $2.75, Monster or something, I think, or the one on sale. Actually, yesterday I got one of those, and which burned a hole in my stomach and made me sick. Anyway, I was laying in bed all night last night, awake, like in the darkness, not on the computer or the cell phone or with the lights on or anything, just in the darkness, feeling like shit, like toxic, like hungover, like I was hungover or something. Absolute garbage until like sunrise, and then I had to sleep in until like 10:30. But as soon as I woke up, I felt like shit. So I have got to, like, I was thinking last night, whoa, that thing was close. Oh, I felt the wind. He was this high. That's where the bird was. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking to myself last night, I'm like, God damn it, I'm not even physically fit enough. I'm not even healthy enough to look for work. Like, I mean, if I got a job, if somebody offered, I could show up and do the work just fine. Obviously, nobody else thinks that because nobody's offering me a job. But like, I can't. I'm not even healthy enough to look for work. Like, I have got to go try to become healthy again. I went into a gym the other day, 2 days ago with my mom, and it turned out that my membership expired the day before, and I need $265 to get another one, and I don't have the money. So now I can't work out with my mom anymore, which is kind of a bummer, and I have to rely on doing it in here. But and I was kind of hoping maybe, because I applied for a job as a janitor there, but I got rejected. I saw it in the email, and so I was hoping maybe I could get a free membership. So, but I got a call yesterday, and it was from a couple days before, so I hope it hasn't expired. The offer hasn't expired. I'm going to call back on Monday. But I got offered a job, or I got a call back for a job teaching. Those are the only jobs that actually call me back. So it's like, it's kind of got me thinking, like, we're entering into the old world. We're going back to oligarchy again, and the old world where, you know, you have to know your place. Like, somebody moves out of the house at 18, and then they get their first job, like a stalker at the supermarket, and then that's their job the rest of their life. Because nobody's hiring for even these basic jobs unless you have 2 years experience in their field. I applied for a job at a supermarket, shipping and receiving, and I didn't get hired. Get rejected because it said you need 2 years experience. And so, like, we have been placed. We're all placed in our place in society. Once a stalker, always a stalker. Once a bus driver, always a bus driver, you know? And if you're going to get any new job, you have to have the 2 years experience and, like, know your lane, motherfucker. And so maybe that's why nobody's hiring me, except for the teaching jobs, because they see my website, they see my job experience, and it's mostly teaching English. And I went to school for education, got kicked out. But, yeah, and they're like, okay, him, his place, he knows his place. So anyways, hopefully they still can hire me. I'm going to call them back on Monday. And I have to keep in touch with my phone calls. I don't answer phone calls, and I think I'm going to start answering them now, because some of them might be the job offers. Because, you know, I don't think anybody answers phone calls anymore because they're all spam. But I'm going to start answering them. So, yeah, today I applied for jobs, all the jobs on McGuckins. I got onto their site. And now I'm going to go and do Target and Safeway and King Soopers. Get into all of their corporate sites and then sign up. But I'm going to start by cleaning my house. I was going to do all this at my mom's house today, but she's having company, so which she always, every day she's got something going on. So I guess I'm just going to clean my place all day long and try to get on the computer. But No more web design, because if I do web design, if I do any web work, it's just sitting around and copying and pasting. That's all it is. And then I'll get addicted to it, and then I'm back in there, and I'm gonna die. So I need to, from now on, the web design is filler. And I might even be able to start doing some of this web design like while I'm riding or riding the bike or walking. I don't know. Yeah, so the biggest accomplishment I have doing that, I was in Seattle once. That part of Seattle where Microsoft is. It was this really posh gym. And I had 2 computers set up on this treadmill, eating broccoli. I had this big bag of broccoli, and this dude next to me saw me eating it, and he looked at me like I was nuts. And then my mouth started burning. Like if you eat enough broccoli, your mouth is gonna burn. And anyway, I walked 30 miles that day, downloading books from LibriVox. I downloaded like all the books from LibriVox from the internet on both of my computers. Like all day long, and I walking 30 miles. but anyway, that's like the most work I've done, clicking and stuff while I'm walking. But I don't think I'm into that anymore. But it's perfect for my test, which for some reason nobody's into. Now I was thinking, there could be reasons for that. My mom doesn't like my idea. All she wanted to do is trash it today until finally, I was like, do you like it or do you not? Do you like it or do you not? I was trying to get her to say something positive. She goes, more or less. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll have to deal with that, the more or less. But I think one reason why people aren't so into my idea, because I went into the DVR and I'm talking to the 2 people in the Vocational Rehabilitation Center, which is a government-funded organization that I'm signed up for. I have a meeting with the lady. I did have a meeting with the lady on Tuesday, but I had to postpone it. We'll see if she moves it for later. Because I have a meeting with another guy, employment guy, Colorado Workforce at 9 a.m. on Monday. I need to get as many people knowing what's going on with me as possible in case it turns out that nobody will ever hire me for anything. And at the same time, all of my taxes are due, which I have zero money for. People seem to think that I'm retarded, unemployable, and loaded wealthy. And there's no website. There is a website. I'm not loaded wealthy. I'm smart, and I'm employable. You got it all wrong. But anyway, yeah. Thank God we're getting all these shit-colored people sent back to their piece of shithole countries, because maybe I'll get hired for something. Hopefully people's attitudes aren't like that too much. Hopefully people aren't getting racist though, because my ex-wife is one of those people, and I might import her and her kids back here. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm gonna go and clean, and oh yeah. What I was saying was maybe one reason people aren't into the site is it's not established, and because it's not established, it's kind of like, well, then I'm just another person talking out of my ass. But and another reason could be though that it's really hard. I was talking to the DVR lady the other day, and I was introducing myself, and there was actually 2 DVR people in there. And I was like, yeah, look at my thing. I have an idea that people become omniscient. You know everything about history. And here's the first test. She's like, oh, man, I could never do that. What the hell? Like that's kind of the attitude people would have. Like maybe they think it's too hard. Like it's some cross between not necessary because we already have the system set up, and it's too hard. So nobody will ever do it because it's too hard. And so the way that I'm going to turn people onto it is I do the YouTube video where I pass the test. And I go, okay, there's my 115. I'm IQ 115 now. And then I pass the next one. Okay, I'm IQ 125 now, guys. And then I pass the next one. Hey, guess what? It's IQ 135, 145, And then and then you know it becomes, and then people's excuses to not do it start to get limited. You know, they can't say it's impossible because I've done it. They can't say they don't have the time because I showed that I did all my studying while I was running and riding. Everybody has time to exercise. So there's literally no excuse. So anyways, I can't get people locked into it though until I do it myself. So anyway, so what I needed to do is fix this one link. That peace sign is in the wrong century. That's another reason why I need to pass these tests, because it's a big enough of a project that boo-boos like this can slip through. And I need to make sure that there's no discrepancies. You know, this thing has to be perfect, because if somebody looks at this and they see there's a problem, you know, they could get switched off to it. You know, it throws a wrench in my system when I do it and I see a problem. So when I first did this, I checked all the links, and then I realized later that there were 3 links that were broken. I have no idea how that works out, but getting volume working right is hard, even for computers. Like, I was talking to ChatGTP the other day, and it was making my QR codes. And I noticed on a bunch of QR codes for Asia, it spelled Asia wrong. It spelled Asia A-S-I-A. And that wasn't me. It was ChatGTP. So that's kind of interesting. Anyways, yeah, so that's enough talking. That's my vlog. I'm just going to clean. I'm going to listen to my audiobook, and I'm going to clean, and maybe I'll try to exercise, like get my house clean enough and then try to ride my bike and study this thing. But I might get on the computer and do the rest of the job hunting stuff, but it's hard to do that in here because it's just depressing. It gets more and more difficult to do all this tedious job hunting stuff. The more and more you get this feeling that it's all for nothing, like you're not going to get hired, so why am I doing this? And so it just gets difficult to do it. I was going to say something. I was going to say, yeah, that's why I'm going to, oh yeah, that's why I have the marketing system that I have. If you look at my funding page, I'm going to ask money for educational foundations, but the way that I'm going to do it, where it's not going to get depressing, is I'm going to record every single educational foundation I applied to and everything that was said between the two of us. And so if you're a dick to me, if you ignore me, if any of that, it gets recorded, and that way it's not a waste of time for me. I don't have to get depressed. I can be like, okay, next one for my collection of rejectors or something, you know. And I have it explained, but I need to explain all that stuff better. So anyways, I'm going to get going on cleaning up my apartment now. I couldn't find my earphones. Hopefully I can find them because I wanted to listen to it. So the new audiobook I'm listening to right now is Sigmund Freud Collection. It's like 68 hours. It's like literally everything that Sigmund Freud wrote. Because I just finished, the last book I did was, God damn it, I can't even remember the last book that I just finished. And my brain is also melting. So yeah, I have 16 hours left on that. And he's currently now talking about dream interpretation. So he was talking about how there was a little girl who her daddy gave her a really big bed in like their guest house or some house they had, but she had a dream that she was too big for the bed, and so that means that she wishes she had more power and she was already an adult so that she could be too big for the bed. Anyways, they say Sigmund Freud is obsessed with sex. I've heard him say a couple things about that, but I haven't heard him get into talk a lot of bit about it yet. Maybe we're not at that section. Anyways, enough talking. I'm going to get going on my life to clean up my house for the first time in a long time in my room, and try to, if I have time, fill up these, fill in more applications. Or if not, just get on my bike and take this test or run on the treadmill or something. I'm going to convert my bedroom into just my workout room. I think I'm going to put my mattress up here permanently. and then just move into the guest room as my bedroom because I can't get a roommate. That's another thing. I think and there's like no reply at all, like no email. I think I'm going to reduce the rent down to 800 from 850. They're building basically a whole new village one block over, and I have no idea how they're going to fill those buildings up. They're building like 5 huge apartment buildings, and it's like, damn, dude, the rents of Boulder's about to crash because of that. Anyway, but I have to like fix my ad and make my house look appealing and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's what I'm up to. Basically trying to get my health back, and here in the next week or two, I'll probably take that test and pass it, and then I'll have that 3 extra days to that'll give me the license to spend the next 3 days building the next one. Oh, and it's open source, by the way. If anybody wants to help me out, by all means, choose a country, build it up, and email me the table, and I'll paste it right there onto my timeline, and we can get this thing built. And then anybody is more than welcome to copy anything off my site. My timeline, I believe, is the timeline of the future. And so everybody will have a timeline pretty much just like mine in 100 years, so it's kind of no use. It's pointless to try to, like, copyright it. Because I heard somebody else say something like, yeah, you should license your template. Oh, yeah, Doug DeMuro. He's talking about cars, and somebody's like, yeah, you should... if you, I like your website, you should license out the web design to somebody, Yeah, and that's not what I do. That ain't what I'm going to do. It's hard enough just to explain to people the concept of a gridded website with high-density text. I think people get confused with it. But it's perfect, because you double tap, it zooms up. Like, I'm the only website in the world that does that. That relies on zooming in and out, and that's why you have all this text. And it works perfectly for the cell phone, too. So anyways, that's enough talking. I'm going to upload this, like, right now. And today's the day that I'm, like, first day not smoking weed. I scraped the shit out of my pipe. Fucked up my lungs, but I got a little high. But, so now I'm, like, a little bit like a fish out of water, you know what I mean? Like hormonally, chemically in my brain. So, yeah, but I mean, all I have to do is like have a good day of exercise. See, that's the other reason why I should ride today, is because it's the only thing that will help me sleep. If I don't exercise that day, what happens is I'm up all night twiddling my thumbs, and then I have to sleep until like 10 or 11 or 12. So, anyways, that's enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow, and stay tuned for my test. And once I do take this test, once I do 11 of these, it's going to take a while because it takes 3 days per country and then like another week to study, but I'm hoping to do it within a year. Once I do 11 of them, I'm going to proclaim myself smartest person in the history of humankind. And there ain't nothing nobody's going to be able to say about it. Now, somebody might think, they wouldn't say it out loud, but somebody might think to themselves, those AI people are smarter than you, those businessmen, those quantum computer technicians are. Businessmen because they have to deal with, like, hectic people all day long. Quantum technician because it's all that math. Same thing with the AI, but you can't put those above, because what happens is it gets arbitrary, and then it just turns into the rich guy having money, and we're trying to get out of that. And also you realize those guys are just technicians. They're just mechanics. If you're talking about the smartest, it has to be like socially. You have to include socially, like smartest as in best leader. Like, who would you vote for president? Would you vote for me if I was a proven historian, with the completed timeline, and I've passed 11 of those tests or more? Or would you hire some quantum computer technician? Now, I don't know what your answer would be, but you should hire me, because it has a way more to do with real world. Real world, setting policy, setting laws that affect real people, that is like creating the perfect law for the perfect situation, the perfect society, is that balancing act that we've been trying to perfect since the beginning of time, And so the people who are the best at that are the people who've practiced it. The people who've read all those history books, the philosophy books, the government books, and then talked about the different forms of government, and then talk about history. That's who you want president. You don't want the guy who's like, yeah, carry the 1 and the 500 gigabit and for computer processing power, and now I'm rich, and oh yeah, and by the way, I'm the best person to set policy. Really? What philosophy books have you read? You know, oh, I'm smart because I did the computer thing. It makes me smarter than anybody. I don't even have to read it. I just know. So now you're dealing with little mini Donald Trumps all over the place. That's why you can't put the computer engineers and the businessmen above in intelligence the social people, like the philosophers and the historians and stuff. Because we're talking about who's smartest in terms of leadership. Who do you want to be in your country, or country leader, president, who can explain laws the best? The way that Montesquieu and Plato in politics explain those laws. Montesquieu, Spirit of the Laws, written in 1762, and Plato, Politics, written in 425 or something BC. No. Yeah, 389 or something. Are the only books ever written that talk about laws growing out of the situation that they're in. We still seem to think that laws need to be like the same for everybody, and they're different for different people, just like physics. You know, you wouldn't build a big flat-topped house in Norway and then build a big like cone-shaped house in Rome. You know, because it ain't gonna snow that much in Rome, and your house is gonna get flat up in Norway. So it's the same thing with the laws. So, and anyways, that's why you need to have education when it comes to laws. You don't just become a computer programmer and now all of a sudden you're the president. Because you're going to be doing the stuff that Elon Musk does. You want to be doing H-1B visas. So did you know 70% of tech workers in San Francisco are on H-1B visas? They're not even American. I talked to a tech worker who was he hung out with me here in my house. And he made a YouTube video about me. Bayward is his name. And he lost his job. He was a computer programmer in San Francisco. And then he got fired because they hired a bunch of Indians. And he said he was in the park, unemployed, and he was looking around the park, and it was all Indians and their families. And he knew they were all tech workers because they're all chain migrating. And he's unemployed, looking for a work in another field because he got pushed out. And so, yeah, it's real. Anyways, that is enough talking. I'm going to try to clean my house and, gather myself, reprogram my brain after that little relapse that I had. But boy, was it a good one. Oof, I did a lot of good stuff, but I can't. My body can't take any more of it. Oh, anybody have any money to give me? I have 7 different money donation sites. Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe for algorithm. Although it's not that important. You can wait until I start kicking ass on these tests, and then, but then you better do it. And if anybody's watching this for thinking about hiring me, you really should. People should hire people based on if they're a good person or not, right? Like, if you look at my website and all I've sacrificed to build it, and you don't think I'm a good person, I've got news for you. You're a rotten apple. You just haven't figured it out yet. We live in a social world. We're social animals. And people need to support each other. Otherwise, new things never happen. Anyways, talk to you tomorrow.